I got a new shirt and it's a lot of skulls doing gymnastics. G'day folks, Wren here, and it is time for my March Demon Trap. Okay, so Demon Trap time. I'm excited and nervous because February turned out to be such a busy month. And so, like, some reading got done, not much, but it did get done. So I am cautiously nervous about March's TBR. So before I get into March's Demon Trap, let's go back and see how February did. When I got my February Demon Trap, I had 2 demons in that trap. That was terrifying, especially the fact that I knew February would be busy and I'm like, oh my gods, am I going to have 3 demons in a trap? Luckily, I don't have to have 3 demons in a trap. I'm excited about that. So I did manage to complete my demon trap for February. So I successfully trapped Kane and Meg. So for Kane, I was going to read Finding Audrey and I ended up DNFing that. For Meg, I was to read The Duchess deal and I did read that and I gave it 3 stars. Then for the material used, I got Carve, and for that I read Bitter, which I gave 5 stars. Amazing. Then the person I got was Cass, and for that I was to read Law and Lust. I have started it. I won't be completing it by the end of the month, but I have started it, so I'm going to count that as complete. And then for placement I got Sealing, and the book I was going to read for that was Caroline's Heart. I have started it and I am planning on finishing it today. I'm counting that as complete as well. And then for some of my other prompts, I had combined Set Outside America with Cass's prompt, so that counts as complete. And I had combined the Sealing prompt with Kindle, so that is also complete. Then another prompt I had was Next in Series, and for that I read Soul Eater volume 17, and I did read that and I gave it 5 stars. Then I had 2 non-reading prompts in February. One of them was sprints, and I did participate in some sprints. You could watch a lot of people's vlogs for February, and a lot of them will say like the one where Paige broke Wren. Then the other non-reading prompt I had for February was Pagan Joy, and for that I have started my Ashati master training, so that's very cool. It is an energetic healing practice and I am just doing the next stage in my energetic healing journey. I did it. That means I don't have to have 3 demons in the trap, which is great. Really good for my sanity, because if I had 3 demons in that trap, I probably would have just curled into a ball and cried. So, March. March will be slightly less busy for me, which is great, but there are so many readathons happening. There is Spring Into Reading, Final Book Support Group, Roll of Reads, which I will be having a separate vlog for that because that's awesome. Let's start March. I have some specific reading plans for March. Specifically, I'm going to be reading some Black Butler. So if I could get some Black Butler on this TBR, that would be great. Anyways, let's see who we're gonna trap in March. I get to have a demon trap that is just going to be holding whatever new demon I pick out. So let's pick the demon. Trying to remember which demons I have in here and like who I'd want. I mean, everyone wants me to get Crowley, don't they? Okay, go with this. Ooh, we have Lilith, which is a middle grade. Okay. So the demon that I got for March is Lilith, and Lilith's prompt is a middle grade. If you know why, you know. Creepiest little girl there ever was. So for middle grade, I was umming and ahhing about what middle grade I wanted to read because I didn't really plan on reading any middle grade this month, but I ended up going with a book that is already on my goals for the year, and that is Wyler, the Koori Warrior by Jordan Gould and Richard Pritchard. And this is the first book, Guardians. This is a middle grade about an indigenous young girl in the time of Neanderthals, for the Neanderthals. I mean, there is also dragons, so we're going to ignore that. There are megafauna in this, so. But honestly, I completely bought this on a whim. I saw it in the stores and I was like, that's a beautiful cover. So I picked it up, saw that it was indigenous, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna read that. There's also like some great art in here. What is that? Don't know, and I'm very intrigued. There's so much art. Ooh, I am looking forward to this. I haven't properly read like a physical middle grade like this before, where it has all this art. And it's, oh, Alright, now we'll do what medium we will be putting Demon Trap with. So we got Blood, a creepy cover. Very, very cool. Alright, I'm gonna put Blood there. Okay, so for the material that we're going to use to trap Lilith, I got Blood, which the prompt for that is creepy cover. I kind of instantly knew which one I was going to pick for this. And that is Sync. Welcome to Glasgow. This is a comic that I picked up at the library completely randomly, because look at that. Oh my god, can I? Oh yeah, I'm definitely sane. Anyways, I really didn't know what this was about, but it says welcome to Glasgow, which my family is from Glasgow, so that was really cool. And it is creepy as all hell, which is something I'm very interested in. I really like horror comics. There's something about them that just like hits right. A forgotten East End district of a warped funhouse mirror vision of Glasgow, Scotland. Sink Hill is a hive of crooks, deviants and killers, and ordinary folk unfortunate enough to live among them. If killer clowns prowl the streets in a blue van, a shovel-wielding vigilante in a fox mask serves brutal justice after dark, and the last bus home is always full of corpses, you must be in Sink Hill. Does that not sound amazing? Alright, now where are we going to be drawing the Demon Trap with Blood? It's hopefully not on the ceiling, because that's going to get messy. Alright. See, on handcuffs. That'll also be tricky, but the prompt for that is over 100,000 reviews. Okay, we'll put Daddy Dearest. We'll put that down there. Okay, then placement of this demon trap to trap Lilith that we're somehow going to do in blood was handcuffs. I don't know how you can put the blood symbol on the handcuffs, but you know, we're going to deal with it. And the prompt for handcuffs is over 100,000 reviews. Focus on the bad man. So for this one, I also kind of knew straight away exactly which book I was going to pick, because again, I'm trying to get through so many of these big TBR lists that I made at the beginning of the year. And I know it's only March, but I don't think I made any progress in January to any of those lists. So I'm trying to like really kick it into gear now. So for the book over 100,000 reviews is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I haven't read this before. I didn't ever really plan on reading it. It never seemed like my type of thing. But then of course Kayla from Books and Lala read it and it became one of her like favorite books ever. So I'm like, well, clearly there's something good about it. I'm not sure, but if I do read this and finish it and enjoy it enough, I will be tempted to watch the movie that got like really hyped a couple years ago. But this definitely has over 100,000 reviews. It's got like 2 million, so it fits the prompt. And this is also on my 30 before 30 list, so I'm ticking off some goals. Alright, now who is going to draw our demon trap with blood on a pair of handcuffs to trap Lilith? I always get so nervous with the people one. Alright. Who have we got this time? Kevin! An Appy MC. So an Asian and Pacific Islander MC. Cool. Let's put Kevin at the top there. Okay, so the person that we got that is going to trap Lilith on a pair of handcuffs using blood was Kevin, and the prompt for Kevin is an Appy MC. I'm not sure if Appy is the most correct terminology I could have used. I do need to look into that, but it stands for Asian American Pacific Islander, an all-inclusive Asian demographic, I think was what I was going for. But look at the nerd. We love Kevin here. So I originally had a different book in mind for this, but I had to return it to the library. So I was scrambling at the last minute trying to figure out what else I could use for this, and I got one. I'm reading Cat Gamer, or Cat Plus Gamer, not sure. This is volume 1 by Wataru Nadanchi. I originally thought that this manga had like the cat as the main character, and like it does, potentially, but there's also the like actual human. I'm gonna count it for that. I really don't know much about this, but I have just been really interested in a lot of cat manga recently. So our main character randomly decides to take in a stray cat, but she doesn't know how to actually look after a cat, which same. So she uses video games to teach her how to care for a cat, and that sounds adorable. So I'm really looking forward to this. Okay, so that was all of the main prompts. Time for some sigil filling in. Oh, let's hope for some non-reading prompts. Because TBRGate was not kind to me this month. Alright, first one. Random letter generator. Okay. Very cool, but hard to pair with anything. So just gonna have to put that one there. First one is a random letter generator. So let's pick out a random letter generator. Alright, well, we've got a spinner wheel for a random letter generator. So let's do that. Ooh. You? Oh, there is a book I was gonna read that starts with you, but I was gonna use it for the next prompt. Ooh, I might have to rejig. Okay, I'm gonna rejig my TBR because I can't think of any other books that start with the letter U. So I'm going to read Unguarded by J. Hogan. This is book 10 in the Vino and Veritas series. These are very loosely connected series, so you can read whenever. So this will be the first one in that series that I'm reading, but I do own quite a few of them on my Kindle. So this is a queer story. It is a male-male romance, and it definitely has small town vibes as well. This whole series is about a small town, so I love that. So our main character, after getting cheated on by his ex, he moves to this small town and somehow becomes a assistant vet without any kind of training. Not sure how that worked out. But then I think he starts up a relationship with the actual vet. Queer romance, small town, plus animals. I'm there. Next. Okay. Page number ends in 9-3 because that is the year I was born. Again, really, really hard to combine that with anything. So I'll put that at the top. The next prompt that I got, I have to change. So I got page number that ends in 93. I did that because that is the year of my birth, but this is ridiculously hard. Like, I don't think I thought this through. So I think what I'm gonna do instead is just do a random number generator because I can't. I can't figure out how to find a book that ends in 93. It's very difficult. I think how I'm going to do this is I'm going to pick a shelf number and then I'll just pick a book from that shelf because there's just so many books. So how many shelves do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8? Okay. So we'll do 1 to 8 and I will pick a book from that shelf. 1 to 8 of my shelves. Hello, thank you, sorry Sasha. Right, 1 to 8. Did that work? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my thriller shelf. Okay, give me a minute. I'm gonna see what's up there. Okay, so I went through my thriller shelf. I was trying to choose between 2 of them, both of which were in my reading journal for, you know, thrillers I want to read this year. So either one would have worked, but I ended up going with Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson. This book has been getting a lot of hype recently, and my friend Max read it and he absolutely loved it. And he really wanted me to read it. And then because of the amount of hype it was getting, I actually bought this for my brother for Christmas. He has read it, and like, he is not a quick reader, but he's already read it and he's like, Wren, you need to read it. It's so good. And I was like, well, okay, if my brother, who is not a reader, is gonna recommend me this book, then I think I need to prioritize it. So I'm gonna read it. I'm pretty excited actually, because it sounds like it'll be fun, and I definitely need some fun in my life. There's a family reunion at a mountain resort that has snowed in. Yes, love that. And the bodies are piling up. And someone in that family must have done it because they've all killed people. So that sounds really fun, and I'm actually really looking forward to this. It's like the board heard me. Heard that I wanted an easy month and he was like, nah. Okay, next. Kindle. Okay, surely I could pair the Kindle. I don't think I can actually. Damn it. Okay. Kindle's gonna go there. Okay, so the next prompt was Kindle. Now, this is where I had to maneuver things around because originally I had unguarded in for this prompt, but now I've used that for the random letter generator, so I needed a new Kindle prompt, which is great because, like I said, Read My Kindle is going on this month. It is a every 2-month bingo board challenge, so there's always going to be some prompts for that. And the book I decided to pick for this is obviously another Kindle book, and that is My Lady's Lover by Nicola Davidson. And this is the first in the Surrey SFS book series. So first of all, is this cover not gorgeous? And it's a really short book. It's only about 65 pages and it's sapphic and historical. Kind of all I needed to know. It's also apparently pretty smutty, so I'm happy with that. Oh, okay, so the SFS, it stands for, so it's the Surrey Sexual Freedom Society. Okay, okay. So it is about 2 women of potentially high standing being in marriages that suck and they have an affair with each other. Usually I am not a fan of cheating. I don't like to read about it and I actually usually find it really off-putting, but for some reason I'm not put off by this. I think it'll be fun. Yep, board clearly doesn't like me this month, but that's fine. Can I get a non-reading prompt? That would be great. Over 500 pages. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. And I don't think I can pair this with anything, so god damn it. Alright, putting that one there. So then of course my luck was just going a bit too good, and I ended up picking the over 500 pages prompt. Because of course I did. And again, I am really trying to get through some of my goals this year, so I'm going to read The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the 3rd in the Blood and Ash series. I loved From Blood and Ash and A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. I read them so quickly, even though they're chunky, and I sped through them. I loved everything about them. And then I immediately bought this as soon as it was released. Haven't read it yet. And I don't know why. Like, every time I do pick it up, I'm like, yeah, This is great. I've tried to read the first couple chapters several times and I have loved everything that I have read so far. But it honestly is just the size that gets intimidating and the fact that I have to read it physically, even though I read the first two physically. Like, I don't know what is stopping me with this. But I love Poppy and Hawk. I love them together, I love them as individuals, and I'm really excited to see where they go. And I do want to continue on with this series because I do love it. And it's a good type of fantasy for me. Like, it's high enough fantasy that I feel that I'm reading a high fantasy, but it's really accessible writing, so I don't get bored reading it. I don't feel like it's too much world building or too outside my comfort zone. Like, it's done really well for me. I understand why lots of people don't like it, very much understand, but this so far has been a really good book series for me, and it's definitely over 500 pages. 645, definitely over 500 pages. Last one as I die inside. Sure, let's go with this one. Library book, okay, cool, they're great, okay. And then the last prompt card I got was library, and this could have been anything. In February, I just went to my library a bunch and just kept getting huge stacks of comics and manga and just constantly getting all of the things. So this could have been anything, but we're gonna go with a series continuation, and that is My Hero Academia Volume 11 by Koki Horikoshi. I love this series, it's amazing. This is just such a good manga series. This is about a superhuman society. Lots of people have quirks, which is those superhuman abilities. Being a hero is actually an occupation, so you need to train to have that occupation. And so this is following the class 1A, who is at a very prestigious school for hero training, and it's them training to be heroes. And it's very fun. The class, oof, I love class 1A. Shoji, even though he doesn't have much presence, is one of my faves. I love Shoji, but also obviously Bakugo is my favorite. I mean, it's Bakugo. Anyways, I am looking forward to continuing this series. If I could actually get up to date on this series this year, that's a pretty good accomplishment in my eyes, because there's like over 30, nearing 40, I think, of the manga out already, and it's not finished, and I'm up to 11, so I could potentially do it. Okay, so this is my Demon Trap stack for March, as well as Unguarded and My Lady's Lover. Now that I'm holding it up, it's a little intimidating. Oh no, someone send help. Okay, so what was your favourite card this month that I pulled? Prompt-wise or design-wise? I mean, I really love the design of Lilith. I don't know, it looks like Lilith, you know? Oh, and as much as I hate John Winchester, this is a cool looking card. But I think I might have to go with the random letter generator prompt card because it's got the mark of Cain and it has the knife thing. What is it called? Oh, it's just called the First Blade. I thought it was the First Blade, but then saying that made me think of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and the First Slayer. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you think I'm gonna complete this TBR. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Also, this guy reminds me of the Labyrinth, where those red fox looking creatures start taking off their heads and throwing it around. It's a fun time. Terrified me for life.